While the Houthis were a designated foreign terrorist organization under the Trump administration, for clear reasons, President Biden almost immediately took them off the list. He did this apparently in an attempt to encourage the Houthis to reduce hostilities, enter into talks, and improve the conditions for the Yemeni people. But shockingly, just the opposite happened. The Houthis did not reduce hostilities and instead renewed efforts to expand territorial control inside of Yemen. We have also been unable to negotiate a meaningful resolution with the Houthis. And of course, the Yemeni people are still living under oppression. Dr. Pollack, can you go into some detail about the conditions and abuses the Yemeni people living under Houthi control have been living in for the past few years?
Briefly, Dr. Alterman began this. The Houthis are terrible at governance. They do not understand how to run a country. They never were particularly interested in doing so. And I think they were surprised when they had the opportunity to do so. The economy in Yemen is stalled badly. As we all know, there are enormous problems in terms of food distribution. Oil production, well, the Houthis have very little control over it, but in their areas there's very little going on. And we also need to recognize that the international community has been very rightly concerned about the humanitarian situation in Yemen for many years. The Houthis have not. Very famously, in 2018, a joint Yemen government and Emirati force was threatening to take the last Houthi-controlled seaport of Hodeidah. The world was terrified that there would be slaughter in Hodeidah. We descended upon the Emiratis, and the Yemeni government begged them to stop. They agreed to do so. The Houthis were forced to sign an agreement because they were about to lose Hodeidah. And the idea was they would leave Hodeidah to enable humanitarian supplies. They, of course, immediately reneged.
So that we're clear here, delisting the Houthis did nothing to help the Yemeni people and worsened regional security. In light of this administration's failed policy and the Houthis' continued aggression against the U.S., Ms. Ledeen, do you think the group should be relisted as an FTO?
As soon as possible, yes.